What's up, guys? It's Mike Avenaim, and we are at my studio in LA. And today we're going to be talking about the Mystery Magicians Company M808A valve preamplifier. Now, this thing is so good. I know we always talk about these things in these kinds of videos, but honestly, this is the best I've heard some of these mics in my room ever sound. I've recorded with my Coles 4038s on a million records, and plugging them into this and listening back was really mind-blowing to me. It's so good. Microphones that I've used forever, just putting them through this and then listening back, it just has a whole other grip. You know, like the 3D image coming from it is just crazy. Now, on top of it just sounding magical, you've got so many options in this. So you have a DI, obviously you plug in your bass, keyboards, whatever. You can also plug in that thing into the line-in. You don't necessarily just have to put it into the DI, which puts it in a different part of the circuit. What it also has, which is so cool, are sends and returns that you can put unbalanced signals into. So put your pedals in there. I do this all the time and have to use these radial interfaces and things to get it to work, but you don't need that with this. Put your pedals in, then it sandwiches them between the tubes. So then you essentially have tubular effects pedals that you can run straight out the line out in, and it opens up a whole other world. So we've recorded some examples of that too. Now, this is a really interesting unit. There is a gain knob on the front and an attenuation knob, and obviously the instinct is to go, oh, I'm going to turn it up, and that is not how this works. There are pentode and triode switches on here, which we would presume are like saturation from a black box, but that is also not how this works. They are best looked at like just gain switches. Then you've also got the pad switch and the impedance switch, and the combination of all of those switches give you the gain stage you want. So I'm going to put a little diagram up here. This first instance, pentode, that is 80 dBs of gain range with nothing else on. The next one would be the triode switch. We put that down. That's going to give us 70 dBs of gain range. Now, if we go back to pentode and then put the pad switch in, then we're going to 60 dBs of gain range. Then from there, if we flip it back to triode, we've gone to 50 dBs of gain range. This is the way that you set this up. So when you plug something in and you need more, you play with the switches. You need less, you play with the switches. The gain knob and the attenuation knob are kind of fine-tuned knobs after the fact if you need a little bit more oomph. One thing to mention also is the impedance switch will add about 5 dBs more or less, depending on where you put it. So you can even add that into the stage if you're doing fuzz bass and it gets really intense and you need it to back off just a tiny bit. That switch will also help. So there are just countless amounts of things you can do with this thing. Another really slick thing you can add on is a little patch bay that these guys make. I have that on my unit. You'll see it in all the videos and footage that you've already seen. That allows you to access everything from the front, but it's exactly the same on the back. It just is a cool little way that if you don't have a patch bay or you just need quick access, you can use that, and that's so cool. I love that feature. We've recorded a whole bunch of drum examples and bass examples and drum and bass examples together, and I hope you enjoy it. Check this out. These guys are awesome. They're made in LA, just two dudes. They love music. They love everything. I very much support everything these guys are working on, so let's get into it.